quick test of your work.
I wonder if I was right there on those runs. The fireballs, okay, we got the cold on them. I am hitting normal.
Will sear your flesh.
I don't know what was going on with the other end. Get revived.
Bury them in molten iron.
Alright, Iron Atronach. Atronach. I think I saw AoE on somebody, I think.
I think that once the second boss comes out is when the AoEs, we need to watch our feet, so I don't think it happens before that. I think this is just an ad phase.
Hey, somebody want to do me a favor? If you can step, man, we don't got the dome no more. I was gonna say, if you can step out of the dome, then you can tell me what the mechanic is for the defensive stuff. I stepped out of the dome, and then it said something about decreased damage. That it happened for a while.
Yeah, see, the reason why that is, most, is because, for example, like if you're fighting frost enemies, and then you had the fire dome around them, if you step outside of that dome, it's basically telling you that the damage you're doing to the enemies, it's going to be very minimal. So, like, in order to do damage, you have to have the opposite effect over them.
But it does a defensive buff too. You take more damage. I think.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So, like, if you're in the frost AOE, I think you might take less damage. Man, I don't remember, man. And it is weird because you think like, okay, fire would beat ice, right? Because fire melts ice, but it's the same way around. If you have cold damage on the fire as, you got more damage. If you have the fire damage on the cold as, you got more damage.
Most, so then just a quick question real quick, Most. So like in the beginning, should we all kind of be towards the left side here, towards the frost, since what we're well, actually, no, I'm sorry, there's frost and fire too as well. But the giant, when he first comes out, is he fire, or does it matter? I'm trying to remember if he comes out as fire every time, like initially, because like we should keep that dome on him as much as we can.
You just saw it. You just saw it. We were fighting the cold guy first, right?
Oh, okay,
and then
okay.
We started it again, and next thing you know, we got the fire guy.
So the best spot to be is probably in the middle when we fight the single boss, right? That way we can grab both of them, whatever one we need.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna fight the guy. You're gonna fight one guy in the beginning. You know that. You should know that.
Of course, yeah, of course. The thing is that we need to keep that dome on him as much as possible when we're doing damage.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And make sure you watch your feet. I do think I saw one or more people die to the AoE on the floor. I could be wrong. Maybe I saw something else. Maybe it was the little tornado. But
yeah, see, that actually happens, I think, when it breaks up into two bosses, because that would actually take out the group. Like, if that blows, yeah, so like, I don't think that was the same thing.
Let's go. Okay, very good. We have lower damage on the ass. Okay, there we go. Very good. Good switch. Okay, waiting on the boss. Okay, fire boss. We need a cold AoE.
Bury them in molten iron.
Iron and fire. Alright. So, we got Iron Atronach. Forget the boss. Kill the Atronach. You got like a mini dungeon boss right there, man. Dude has like 3.5 million
Hounds will
health.
sear your flesh.
You have to kill the ass. You have no choice.
Stronger than you look, but this ends now.
Somebody getting them up?
Throw them down, Turley.
That right there.
Undefeated
Okay, so
and
I think I just
unbroken.
noticed it. So I think that if you have, we had the fire AoE just now, right? Didn't we? Did we have the fire AoE?
No.
Damn. Because
There
like, he
was
was
a
he was hitting me with the fireball.
Like, isn't that bashable right when he does that? Or doesn't he think bash?
You
Yeah.
have, when
Bash
the
him.
boss moves, you have to move. Everybody has to move. So when the boss moves, if you don't have the dome, the correct dome, you're gonna die. You'll die if you don't have the correct dome when he's doing that. That dude is shooting like a fireball machine gun.
Kill our hounds for my case.
See that? See what I said? This time we got the cold guy, not the fire guy. This is random.
Ice and frost, obey my command.
Alright, at your arm.
Let my hound's icy teeth numb the pain.
Huh?
Hey, hey, Troublesome.
Rats from nipping at my heels for a moment,
Can
lie.
you do me a favor?
Yeah.
When you're carrying the dome, thank you, good job. Follow him. Don't let him. What the? How did I get one shot? Numbing shards can only be interrupted. Yeah, see that? I died instantly. 41k. I only got hit one time. That's because I wasn't in the correct dome. That's what happened. Yeah, I died. You have to stay in the dome.
Of winning, brother. Me neither.
Because I don't remember which dome it is for the defense buff. I would say for the cold guy. Man, that's a hard transition too. For the cold guy, grab the cold dome. For the cold guy, grab the cold buff when he goes to teleport around everywhere. Also, what I was trying to say for Troublesome, watch your debuffs, Troublesome. And Disappoint Me, you can help me out too with that, please. Make sure you look on the bottom of your screen, and you should be able to see a debuff that's stacking whenever you got the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It goes in like stacks, kinda, you know? 25, 27, 28, 29. I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna try grabbing it again and see what happens.
I don't see anything stacked up on it.
Yeah, so it's like a stack, but it doesn't come up with like times 1, times 2. Okay, so
What it look like?
there's a cooldown. There's a cooldown on it. Alright, so you just gotta make sure that you know how many stacks that you can take. You know, I'm not a tank, and I went up to like 30, 35, but the healer was keeping me alive, so you know you might have to take that into account, and like, you know, getting hit by the ass, that's taken into account. So I would say you might want to look at how many stacks that you can take and like,
Well,
you know, get
what does the buff
repetition
look
with
like?
that.
What does the debuff
This
look
right
like?
here, this right here, here's the buff.
No, what does it look like on my debuff screen?
Oh, here, just pick it up. Just pick up the buff. And then look on the
I
bottom
got
of
it.
the screen.
I got it picked up already. I don't know what the buff is.
It's on the bottom
Describe
right.
it.
It should be like blue. It should be blue. You see it?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the character sheet. Hold on. I got a lot of buffs on me. in debuff.
Yeah, because for me, I see it as the nobody do anything for him if he had nobody do any buffs to him.
Just
You
heal
should
me.
see it at the bottom right of your screen. Do you see it?
I'm guessing it's the one that says piercing hailstone.
Yeah, should be piercing hailstone. Correct. That's piercing hailstone. So it should be like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5, 6. Yeah, you
It's
should
not
be able to
showing
last
up.
longer than see his health. So you just gotta know how many stacks that you can take, and you gotta take into account, fighting the ads too. You know, they do damage too. So you gotta know your limit. You gotta know your limit. Watch that and know when to drop it. And then when you drop it, there's gonna be like a cooldown on it. But I do think because what's the Space was saying that the healer should grab it. Maybe he uses that strategy because there's a cooldown on it. Because if the same person tries to grab it, again, they have like I'm assuming like what, like a 20-second? I don't know, maybe between 15 and 30 seconds. That's what I would say. That's from what I observed.
You have to drop block.
15 to 30 second cooldown for the same person, but another person can definitely grab it. You know, anybody can grab it.
Yeah, so you have to drop block to pick up and put down the buff. And so that can be a problem for tanks. Not just because of the debuff, but because of block and regular mechanics. Yeah, once the bosses are out.
Yeah. But definitely, I will definitely say, grab the right dome. If we're fighting the cold boss and he's teleporting, grab the cold dome. If we're fighting the fire boss and he's teleporting, grab the fire dome. If that doesn't work, then we know which defense buff that we need to not get one-shotted when he does that stuff. We ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's go. Everybody ready?
I believe they've
Don't forget to grab the buffs.
That was just a taste of what's to come.
There you go. There we go. There he is.
Fight fire with fire.
Oh, there's someone to get the help.
How do you like my ice sculpture?
You can grab it.
Cross that you're not.
Grab it.
keep these rats from nipping at my heels for a moment, Lai.
I thought you'd never
Right.
ask.
Cold, cold. Man, I'll try grabbing that.
Power won't bring you victory. I don't want to finish them off before you
Taking it there.
get them, Lai. Allow me to demonstrate what winning looks like.
Alright, fireball.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the cold AoE reduces damage from cold.
Try my iron sparring partner on for size.
We'll take them.
As
Iron and fire are my allies.
Second taker.
and bump on the action target. Bump on the action target.
You look ready for school. Come forth and clip their wings for me, Turley. I'll let you rest. Anything for my dear brother. Come on, Turley. Let's secure the victory.
That's pretty good there. Instead of running around
But I leave
everywhere,
the
you
card
just have
on
people
next
stay in
time.
one spot, stand at the corners. That's pretty good, yeah.
I have ice.
Man, I tried stunning him too to interrupt him. He didn't
Why
do
no
nothing.
one had to watch that pathetic
I don't know how you get interrupted.
What I did wrong.
There's
I do think that someone grabbed both, like there were two people who grabbed the button at the same time and it exploded. I think that's that.
so trouble. There's gonna be a part where the bosses hit you, and you gain a blue shield debuff over your health. When that happens, you start taking ramping damage. So when that happens, you need to swap between fire and ice to prevent us going down.
Okay.
In the beginning, it's easy to swap
wow.
back and forth, but once they're both
And
up,
it's not
we'll have
so
to
it's not a
communicate.
healing cannon.
I can't. Huh? What'd you say?
When we have both bosses up, like there at the end, you'll have to let me know when you have it, and then I'll need to let you know when I have it, so that we can trade and not stack the ramping damage.
Alright. Alright then.
Just have to switch off bosses throughout the fight and then get them into the respective.
So like we're doing it. So like triplets and V-Hall.
Sort of, yeah. So like the ice guy, for the most part, he just kind of slaps me for like, 10k. But
Yeah.
after he puts that health heal debuff on me too many times, I start taking 280k on block for a lot of that. There's no amount of health that you can live 280.
Okay, so that's what hit me for like 216k.
Yeah, it's that range.
Wow.
Correct. Yeah. But Troublesome didn't know the mechanics, so I was explaining. Mhm. first boss, whoever comes up, and then when that debuff starts going on the heal check, call it out for your healers, and then let me know so I can take boss and you can get out of the heal check, and then we can keep swapping bosses that way. Rather than
So it's not a healing mechanic?
it's both.
So you can like if you heal him like real good, and like you like, so I can explain it like this, because I've noticed this mechanic, like a similar thing, like in other dungeons and stuff, where that overshield that you get on your health bar, what you have to do is your healing is literally like damage, literally.
Yeah.
Your healing becomes like damage points to a damage shield that has to be broken on your teammate.
They can heal really hard, but we also take more
damage. So you have to
damage.
out heal the barrier, and then when you've done enough healing, the barrier will go away.
Yes, that is correct. But we also take more damage the longer we hold those heal checks, so we need to swap boss back and forth between us. You know,
There's different ways of doing it though. Yeah, I've never heard of that that you can actually use the fire thing to remove that. I didn't know that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I ever noticed that. We ready?
Mm-hmm. Go on and jump off them.
Do it. Don't forget the buff.
Is that a knife?
I'll take the first round. A few more hounds should spice up this fight. You're ready to learn what piercing cold really means.
Alright, I have boss. Take Echo. Take Echo on me.
Good choice.
Yes.
Alright.
Let my hounds keep these
Oh,
rats
watch
from
the
nipping at
ice
my
on the
heels
ground.
for a
Watch
moment,
the ice on the
bye.
ground. That will kill people. I've seen that kill people.
Get your corner, fast phase. I've got by banner. Yes, sir. Get that shield on the boss. Good work. My result.
Track it, the lie. Allow me to demonstrate what winning looks like.
Get the fire buff. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
I saw one bulldog, and I didn't see the boss fight.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Try my iron sparring partner off the side.
Don't step in the AoE.
I have Aether. Take Aether's trouble.
Atronach?
Take him away from boss.
Your flat.
I have Aether.
something for my
Hey, you guys gotta kill him too at the same time.
Take that.
Oh my, that hurt. Hey, grab the fire buff. I think we need the fire buff for him. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get that. Right there.
Yeah, I was in the dome and I took a lot of damage.
I was moving the mask position, took paint and walked through the fire.
It's all good. It's all good. That's a good thing, because then we know, like, what to do, you know?
Just unlucky.
Gosh, we got him to 75. Not bad. Ready? I'm ready.
Can you manage the pups, I wonder?
Got it. Gonna go fire.
You can't hunt. I'll call first.
We're grabbing iron.
Right? Good.
Oh! Join the show! You'll go up like tinder now.
Did you just do that?
Come forth, hounds! You're stronger than you look, but this ends now! Slow them down, Turley! It warms me to feel needed.
Get the corner. Need someone opposite, back corner.
I don't wish to hog all the excitement. Turley, what are you getting on the action?
Yeah, I got it, but then
I'm
we
always
flat.
cleaning up after you,
I
love.
have ice.
Can you conquer this mountain of ice?
I just painted.
Ice shot.
Enough! Tie an anchor to these vermin lies! Of course.
Bash, corner.
Ah, man, you were so close to me.
Sorrow my power
Back.
won't bring you
Back.
here. You're done sulking lie.
I have boss, don't come.
He's done with
Get ready.
One good spark should set you off.
I have Forlassi.
Where's the ice guy? Move the ice guy.
He's taunted. Alright.
Power of flame breathes
My robot.
life into my house.
Hold up. Little
You want to get the buff, bro? You can pull the buff away from me just by looking over to where it's at.
Result.
And I'm talking to the tank. Ooh, it's starting to hurt. Drop this thing.
You can't take that.
Fire. Someone grab ice stone. Tank is down.
You guys watch your feet. If you get to the AoE building up, then that's when we meet in the back together and stack on each other.
Ow, that hurt. You put that blue thing on me.
Exactly, that's the AoE I was just talking about.
Yeah, I get hit like twice, then next thing you know, it's
You look ready to tour.
So now we would switch bosses to, right?
Alright, Fountain Fire, grab ice.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's the thing. You guys gotta have the buffs at all times on the bosses when they're both out.
I understand. I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah?
So I got, yeah.
We traded boss sides?
Yeah, we did better. We were fighting both guys at the same time. We were doing pretty good.
Yeah. We,
Not bad.
when you and I taunted on range, what we should have done is you should have came over here to fire with the ice boss, and I should have gone over there instead of just swapping them across the arena.
Okay, so next time we want me and you to physically swap.
Yeah, when I say swap, we cross sides into the other dome.
Yeah, I got you.
You're crossing sides with the dome?
So we're basically dragging the boss to the other side, right?
Yeah. And the domes can't touch. No. I need to be on this, like, if Kumani will grab the ring. So I need to be here with the ice boss, and he needs to be here with the fire boss. And then when we trade bosses, we need to be bringing ice across, fire across. I know where you go.
Talking about the shield, the paint?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When we swap bosses, we need to do it from the edge of bubbles and bring them across, as opposed to letting them run all the way across the arena and channel abilities.
Maybe they were just here to watch.
Where you at, Akasha?
Yep.
Not moving.
Yes, sir. Following on.
Alright. You ready?
Yes, sir.
You get those moves, they come to the back over here where I'm jumping, and there's a fucking hole in the ground you can wait for.
Someone grab a buff.
to shatter. Keep these rats from nipping at my heels for a moment, Lai.
Oh man, the boss got me. You're teleporting.
Sorry.
Undefeated versus undaunted.
Too much damage
This
on the
outcome
boss.
was inevitable.
Well, without killing the Atronach.
I'm gonna make it food real quick.
How's everybody? How are the tanks doing? The carrying the buff. How you guys doing?
Carrying the buff's not ideal because we have to drop block to pick it up. That's why, I mean, like,
So you
I've
need
died a
someone
couple
else to grab
times.
it?
I've died a couple times trying to pick it up and then taking just too much passive damage with my block down.
You said it's not fast enough?
Well, if I'm looking at the buff and I'm holding block, I can't pick it up. I just dodge roll. So I have to drop block to grab
Yeah,
it.
so you only gotta drop it real brief, you know? Do like
Sometimes
this, bang, right there.
yeah.
That's
Sometimes
like
that's all it takes.
milliseconds right there, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, Most, I'm gonna go in and hit the kitchen real quick. I don't know if you're gonna do a group finder or what, but you know something interesting real quick too that I saw on YouTube. What they did was they actually had, like in each of these four corners, like they had a player in each corner, right? And none of them was the tank.
Oh no, I saw
For that phase,
there
right?
were
But like I'm
people
just saying,
doing
right? Because the
that.
video that I saw for that phase, so basically for that teleport phase, that player in that corner, like they would be the one that was in charge to grab that buff and then to bash the boss when he was there. So it looked kind of cool. But anyways, so
they gotta grab the buff too.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So anyways, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. If you're having I mean, all you gotta do is like if you're gonna get the buff, you know, you just. It's not gonna let me grab the other one. You know, so like you could just like real brief, it's like this.
Half will be dead before 3 beats
That
of the
quick.
drum.
So you just make sure you're lined up there, that you can see, and then you just, alright?
Yes, but even doing that, that is sometimes enough for me to take 37k damage, and if I'm in paint, I'm dead.
You're still taking too much damage? Is it damage over time?
Yes, between the bleeds, the fires, the whirlwinds, the ice, all the stuff I'm trying to walk through, I drop block for just a moment, I take 37k. I'm
Okay.
at full health, I'm dead instantly.
So... And you don't think it's the healer? The healer help?
No, the heals are great. Heals are doing
Okay,
fine. It's
so-
just a lot of damage to drop
Well,
block
what's
on.
his name? Space Captain was saying that the healer should grab it second.
I can grab it if I'm handling ads. When I'm holding boss, dropping block is
Oh no.
usually a death sentence.
Yeah, I mean, we can get the healers to grab it second. I mean, the healers have a better chance of surviving than DPS. As long as they're not too, too focused on themselves rather than the group.
Mhm.
Let me see. I'll do the group finder.
You down there, puny one. Go on and jump off the platform. You won't do. Can you manage the pups, I wonder?
Are you practicing some Exermos?
No, not really. I just wanted to kill some of these ads on my own. Maybe. Oh man, I got it wrong.
So that right there. Most.
That hurt.
That moment right there when I'm trying to kite the ice circles and I've got the boss on me.
Yeah, that hurt.
That's
Ow,
when I can.
man, what was that? 12,000 destructive timber?
Yeah.
Man, the buff did. I don't know how it did that much damage.
You had it for a while. But yeah, that's that moment right there when I'm
It
holding
did like
the boss.
10,000 per second.
And the
what?
AoEs are said that moment right there when I was holding the boss for you and all those AoEs started showing up. If I try to drop block even for a moment to grab the buff, I die.
Wow, that is crazy.
It's a lot of damage
I
coming
can't
through
fight.
during.
I couldn't be able to fight like that. That's just outrageous.
So yeah, like I can't be taking the buff while I'm holding the boss because like it's just too much. But
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm on
crazy.
ads, if Troublesome's holding and I'm on ads, I can definitely pick up the buff and cycle with healers. But if I'm holding the boss, I can't.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you could get the, or like, what's his name said, you could get the healers to do it.
Yeah, the healer was. That's when we were getting pretty far. We were doing that, but it's just
So the
you
healer
were
was
asking.
grabbing it?
Yeah, healer was grabbing it. DPS were also picking it up. The group was doing a really good job of cycling. I was just letting you know that like that's
It's kind
the
of
moment.
hard though, you know, because of the DPS. There's so many DPS. DPS starts picking it up. Like even with me, like I was trying to pick it up to try and save people, you know, just to like just in case somebody doesn't grab it, you know, I got it, and then we can try to survive against the whole thing where you have to interrupt.
Yeah,
and
but
then
it's
I start
not.
clashing with somebody who grabs the other buff. It's like, man.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad because yeah, you're doing good, Troublesome. But like for instance, if we're at a phase where Troublesome and I need to be changing bosses, we have to trade. He and I can't be grabbing the buff there. But if the healer can't hold the dot anymore, the healer, a DPS can grab it just long enough for us to get where we need to be, and then it can get swapped off of a DPS. And we were doing really good about keeping the buff dot.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
You know, I might prefer it that way too. You know, I think it's. I mean, I like when everybody gets to do everything. You know.
Mm-hmm. And I know that you're gonna come in here tanking, so I thought I would give you the advice while we're here. When you eventually get around to tanking it, like.
Oh yeah,
during,
for sure. Yeah.
During your ad phase,
I've been here before. I've tanked it before, but not on veteran.
Yeah, on veteran it's too much.
And if you're saying that you can't even drop block at all, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. So definitely can open with it. Definitely
you need
can
that buff for sure.
Yeah, you can't let the rings fall off. But you also can't get caught trying to pick it up with mechanics on you. As a
you know,
tank.
and it does that buff. It doesn't even take block, huh? It doesn't even take your block from the damage over time.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't cost. It doesn't do any block cost. But like here, I'll just go like this.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't
it's
have a
doing
stamina drain
damage.
on it.
I'm
It's
not losing
Oblivion
any
damage.
stamina.
Yeah, because it's filed as Oblivion damage.
That's good though. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad it don't take stamina.
So,
Can I see a banker? Does one of you guys have a banker?
yes, I have one for you.
Yeah, one of my guilds is gonna do Vet Rot Grove, and I'm gonna go play with them because it's gonna be the first time for me doing that too.
Good luck.
You haven't done that?
Bro, I just came back. I've only played. I've been on the game for like 2 weeks, but I haven't played the game since Necromancer was released.
Oh, since the Necromancer was released?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Long
been like
time
what,
ago.
like two years maybe? 2 years?
Almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, it came out with Greymore.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that was a while back.
It's been out
Yeah,
long
I'm
enough
trying to
for me
catch
get
up.
a star. I don't even PvP.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Well, all right, guys. Appreciate the information as well.
Of course, yeah.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, I'll catch you guys later, man. I gotta get to sleep. It's 5:53 a.m.
If you don't mind me, what are y'all stats?
No, look, Herbert's here. I didn't even notice Herbert was here.
You got it, bro.
Y'all have a good night. I'll be doing this till tomorrow.
Rolls to the wolves while we wait.
Probably won't
I'm
be
not
able
getting very lucky with with Mob Lorcage, so I'm gonna be doing this.
to- yeah, I
Now
probably
the
won't
only
be
other
able
one
until
that so
later in the
there's
time.
3 that I have been able to complete. There's the Halls of Fabrication, the Mob Lorcage, and Cloud Rest.
I was just asking what your group does for this. It seems a little different than what we do.
Wish me luck there, Mose. We're going to be running, or trying to run the
I appreciate
trifecta
it,
next
man.
week on
This-
Cloud Rest, so that's going to be interesting. Are you done, Mose, or are you jamming out?
Huh?
Like, are you leaving? Like, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I gotta get it.
Oh, okay.
6.
Okay, so then I'll jam too, because I only came here because it was your thing or whatever. Alright, cool. So I'll catch you next
I
time, buddy.
appreciate it. Yeah, man, no problem. I'll be doing this again. I don't know when I'm gonna do Halls of Fabrication. That trial was crazy. Yeah, that man. I still got to figure stuff out on that perfected factotum or whatever. Because there's different ways of doing it. So they have like 2 people. They go upstairs, and then they go use that beam to do DPS. But I don't know, man. I don't even know how 2 people go up there and do it by themselves. Well, I mean, it's not as hard when there's less people going up there, so there's maybe less of a chance of getting any kind of confusion with like passing the electricity, the beam.
And while you're
That's part of the reason
you
why
can
they go
always
up
run
there like
Magma.
that.
Like if you wanted to learn that mech for yourself as DPS, you could always practice with your Magma shell as a way to just learn it until you don't need Magma anymore.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
But yeah. But yeah, Major.
Yeah, because I literally I would have everybody go up there, and then like I had this thing where like I would have people pass it. Yeah, there were some people who didn't like that. It's possible, but you really got to pay attention, like, and you know, it's all timing. It's all timing and coordination. But you got everybody up there.
Yes, sir.
But then it's like, you know, those robots, they can be hard to kill. I mean, you can. They say that the beam does like everything for you, but that makes no sense. How is it that you got like 8 people up there, 8 DPS up there, and you can't do it with 8 DPS, but you can do it with like 2 DPS? It makes no sense. You got multiple people with the beam and extra DPS on top of that, like 6 other DPS, and you still can't get it done. It's like, I don't know, you know, you would think like 8 people up there, you'd get the robots done faster. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like there's something I just don't get about
which fight. Which fight? So which trial are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you talking about halls, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, for halls of fabrication, for the perfected factotum. There's that part that I can't really figure it out.
Which fight though? Are you talking about the first, second, or third?
The second one. It's after the little verminous fabricants. Where you fight the factotum and you have to go upstairs and kill the sentries or whatever.
Because I thought the second one was the triplets, right? Or maybe I'm wrong.
No,
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in there.
Okay, so you're right, but you're like also wrong. So on normal, you don't even consider those 2 fabricants bosses. You don't. You kill them quickly. But on veteran, they're hard. They can be hard to kill. You know, the 2 tanks, they have to connect a beam.
Oh, well, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then they have to put the beam on top of the robots to like destroy the shield, and then then you got to kill the robots, and then you have to have purge because people get poisoned. It's crazy. It like that whole boss fight is like on normal you would never expect that to like be such a crazy boss fight on veteran. But yeah, it's a boss fight. Then after you kill,
so that boss fight is very tank mech heavy, and it's all about percentages. You know, you burn it, and you want them all to be even. So that's why. So it's very tank heavy on the triplets that are on vet. So yeah, so like if you don't do it correctly, then it's basically game over.
No, not the triplets. Not
the triplets. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the triplets.
Oh wait, hold on. The first fight. So the very first fight. Very first fight.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. It's the fabricants. They look like dinosaurs, right? They look like dinosaurs.
Yep.
So then after you fight the dinosaurs, then you fight the perfected factotum. He's the second boss. And then the third boss, I do think that the third boss is actually the giant spider. The giant spider, I think, is the third boss.
No. With the giant spider. Yeah. Okay,
and then the fourth boss is the triplets. And then after that, then you got the last boss. Yeah, the assembly.
If memory serves me, there's typically
basically the tanks have to keep on moving them to like connect the beam, drop the shield, burn again. It's very tank mech heavy on the first one as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, for sure. But it's the second fight that I have trouble with. That's the fight I got trouble with. It's like there's something I'm missing about upstairs, and that's the only thing I'm missing. You know, like. I can get by on the first fight. Obviously, I have an issue with the second fight because there's something I'm missing about upstairs. If I can just get upstairs solved, then everything else is done. Everything else done. I can get through it. And then there's that third fight. I already know what to do there. You know, I definitely know what to do there. And then the triplets, I definitely know what to do there. I doubt anything is gonna change on veteran. You know, so I know that there's gonna be shielded. There's gonna be shielded bosses. You know, and how do I? You leave the one boss there in the middle, and he just sits there. He don't do anything. Then you got one tank on each side, and then you got to avoid the AOE's. There are AOE's
and
that
good
will
fortune to you.
The electric AOE's, but then there's these
Joe,
back totems
Joe,
that
a
they'll
bonus
walk
reward.
towards the bosses.
Most
You got to kill
excellent.
them as fast as possible.
Akruti sees that you are ready to play. Excellent.
Oh geez, like I've only done that I bet 3 times, and each time I was just
Select your
getting
reward.
lucky to get through it because I was playing with people that have done it before.
Akruti admires
So
your
totem on which one? On which
Yeah,
fight are you
it's been a
talking
while.
about?
It's been a while, but I know the bosses get shielded.
Ah, Heart of Mara, a bonus
I know that
reward.
there's AOE's
A
that's
blessing
done.
from the divine.
The electrical AOE's. You have to kill them.
Choose a reward.
I think about the same time.
Breathtaking. These ones
For which one?
are out of crates. You will need to purchase more until
Yeah,
next time.
exactly. That's why like if you burn one too much, then it's pretty much game over. Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't been in there so long. I don't remember.
So last time I ran that with the season tank that's done it quite a few times, it still took us like over 3 hours to do it. So it's definitely not a
Hey, bro.
playing
the
around.
tank
It's
on the
very
triplets-
tank mech heavy.
No, not for the triplets. The tank. Well, I mean, the tanks do have
Gone and
mechanics that they
scared
have to
them
go by.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
You know, but I think the DPS have the hardest job there. I definitely think they have the hardest job because they got all these AOE's that they can't get hit by and whatever. You know, and whatnot. And and then you can't do damage. Once you can't do damage to one of the bosses, you know, you just switch. You gotta help the other team do their DPS their boss, you know. So like if you do too much damage to a boss, you're not gonna be able to do damage to them anymore.
You can see pretty quick on who's burning the boss more, and then you got to tell them to like let up or go help the other side, and back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll figure it out when I get back in there again. It's just. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, I pretty much, I'm basically an expert. Like all the trials on normal. I know there's gonna be stuff that changes on veteran. But then between that and then like maybe forgetting stuff, because it's been so long, it's like, man, I do still have some stuff, you know, as many times as I've done Kain's Ages on normal, you know, there was still stuff that I had to learn, you know, like the blood ball. Like, you know, everybody says that the coagulants that they fuse into the big coagulant, that's not true. The coagulants, they fuse into a blood ball in the middle. If you see them, if you look where they're going, all the small coagulants, they're not going towards the big coagulant. They're going towards the blood ball. That's what they're doing. And when the blood ball gets big, it explodes and it kills everyone.
I wager half will be dead.
So it's not the
before 4 beats
coagulant
of a drum.
that kills everyone, is the blood ball. Which you know, everybody always thinks like the big coagulant actually does something, but I've never noticed it actually do it.
He can, if he doesn't die fast enough, like trap a DPS.
I mean, what does he do though? What does he do?
Have you done Shipwreck's Regret?
Yeah, Shipwreck's Regret. I've done that before.
You know the green slimes in there that like jump on the DPS and then like they're just stuck underneath it?
You talking about an AOE?
No, it's like the little green slime ads. Like if they just like slow crawl toward you.
Well, I
and
know.
then
I think so. My memory's horrible. Man.
Yeah. Anyway, the coag can take a player out of the fight if it doesn't die fast enough. But I mean, really, you're just trying to kill as many of them as you can to stop the blood ball from making the group.
I mean, I've fought that thing by myself, but I've never really noticed it do anything. But I'd imagine, you know, there's probably something I'm not seeing because, you know, if you like didn't kill like any coagulants, then the big coagulant like actually, you know, maybe the big coagulant gets more powerful. I don't know. I feel like I faintly remember getting one-shotted by that thing at one point. I don't know. I hate my Yeah, but I do know, I will absolutely say though that the blood coagulants, they don't fuse into the big coagulant. They, like, I literally saw them going towards the blood ball. They definitely go towards the blood ball. And they fuse into it. And that's why, and it makes sense, you know, that's why the blood ball gets big. Because all the blood coagulants, they're all fusing together into a blood ball. And then it explodes. I mean, it makes sense. I still, man, I do think I got one-shotted by that coagulant though at one point. Maybe like once or twice. But it's probably rare though. It's probably very rare. If you ever did actually get one-shotted by that thing, it's probably rare. Yeah, but everything else, I know everything else.
We won hundreds of battles.
Pretty much.
This may be the first time we win a staring contest.
But there's just always and sometimes you wonder, you know, you get all this conflicting information sometimes, and sometimes like, you know, for example, there was a lady, she did a Dreadcell Reef 5 times, right? But then when she came in here with me, she said that she learned something she never learned before, even though she's done it 5 times. So, you know,
of course.
You know, there's some people who they've done the trial a lot of times. They'd be like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing," but then when they go and explain stuff, you know, they might explain stuff wrong. And sometimes it's not always their fault. Like if they're in archive, you know, sometimes the game glitches. I think that mechanic where the boss is just hitting whoever they want, but that's not supposed to happen. So then there's.
So I've been here most like 15 times or something like that. Like my perfected book or collection book from this trial is like 35 plus. And there's a ton of stuff in here that I don't know. Oh, of course, right? Because I think my issue is that when I'm coming here just like DPSing, it's kind of like just taking a back seat and just kind of hanging out. You know what I mean? It's like mentally like I go in this kind of phase where I'm just there to burn and follow the group and right and like sure right like I'll learn a couple things, but like I need to start like actually paying attention a little bit more if I want to start using my Arcanist taking at some point, you know. But yeah. Right.
You know, and that's the thing. You know, I really do like learning like every part of the trial. Like, okay, this is what the tank does. This is what the DPS does. The healer does. You know, and that makes me better too as a leader. And then when someone else tries to come in here and say all this stuff or try to belittle me, like, nope, I don't know what I'm doing. Leave me alone. You know, but, you know, I'm still open, you know, to suggestions and stuff. It's not that I'm close-minded and whatnot. You know, people have different ways of doing stuff. I'm not sure if sometimes I wonder, you know, because sometimes people do have certain stuff that's like a better strategy. So, I don't know, I usually try to get it done. And I don't know, maybe like my brain just like doesn't think that way. It's like it thinks like that halfway. Kind of like, you know, like I'll perfect some of the strategy to get it done. But like doing the speed run as fast as possible and do whatever, you know. Like I don't know, I don't know. Maybe there's like that other half.
Yeah, I don't know. I know your strats tend to differ a lot from the other people I run with, but I mean they all work, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, and I honestly, I prefer to be different. And definitely, you know, like people, you know, it was good too because I actually felt like maybe like I redeemed myself. You know, this one lady, she was saying something like, "Oh well, I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's weird." And eventually, at some point, I had to boot her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people just maybe might think like that last wave of ads on Kind's Ages, like the way that I do it, they might think that it's not supposed to be done that way. But then at one point, you know, I had this group that we did it that way, and then this one guy, he was like, "Man, I can't believe it actually worked."
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I remember I was thinking for you that night. I'm not gonna lie to you, that strategy was definitely weird.
It's not weird for me. Well, if you think about it, it makes sense though, right?
Yeah, I mean, like
if
what we would normally do.
You got three infusers.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not have a DPS? Why would you? I mean, the infusers, they have to die, right? You got to have people on the infusers at all times, and then you know the shaman has to die. If there's 3 infusers, it's like, okay, so you get 2 DPS on each infuser. Otherwise, the DPS is obviously too slow, right?
Yeah.
And then, and you know, you want them to die, obviously, because that's what's going to get everybody killed. Definitely, right? That's the main thing, getting everybody killed. And then, okay, then you get the fourth set of DPS. Okay, then you get them to take out the shaman. He's crowd control, right? You want him to die. You know? And then the tiebreaker. You don't want the tiebreaker near everybody. They're just going to kill. The tiebreaker just kills everybody. And you want the blood cross guy away from everybody. He kills everybody. You know? So, but then you got the Stormcaller. You know, so what I do is after the infusers are dead, after the shaman is dead, then everybody goes after the Stormcaller because they're also crowd control, right?
Well, what we usually do.
The Blood Knight, he's easy. You know, he's really easy. So after the Stormcaller, you get the Blood Knight. After the Blood Knight, then you go and get the Tidebreaker. You know, and you know then you just get the Tidebreaker and the Bulwark.
Yeah, what we usually do.
It just makes sense to me, you know. You need those people to interrupt the infusers, or otherwise everybody's done.
Well, the infusers can be chained. Like you can leash them in with chains or with silver leash.
Oh wow! So as big as they are, they can get chained.
Yeah, the infusers can. Most things in there can't, but the infusers
you can't chain the Blood Knights.
No. So what we normally do is have the off tank grab the Blood Knight and take it to the shaman, and then and then chain in all of the infusers, and then we ult that pile, and then the off tank goes over and grabs some of the ads off of the main tank who has everything else, and then we.
And nobody has an issue like interrupting the infusers.
Well, if everybody's putting, you're putting like 10 DPS ults, and then like I as the tank, the off tank, I'm dropping like a Necro ult for the Major Vuln on my Zax with the Warhorn buff and all that stuff. Like, and then sometimes the burn isn't quite great, so we'll have one of our DPS like run Crushing Shock, and then they can like their spammable will interrupt, so we can do that too. He left group. Okay. But.
You probably DC'd. Yeah. Anyways, you guys have a great night. I'm gonna go help a couple poor hobbits with some world bosses and go hang out. So.
All right. Night happy. Dang. Sorry about that, Major. I was wondering what your strats were, because from the sounds of it, y'all do something different than what we do. And I'm always down to learn new strats. Yeah, I didn't think they'd stick around so long. But, yeah, your strat sounded a little different than ours. But like we do is like, if the Destructive Ember's out, we usually try to line up the ring just before the line on both sides. Kind of like this. And then we'll, a little game. And then with those rings like, nearly touching on the other side, we as the tanks, one tank will stand up here and kite the outer ring with all the AoEs. And then the other tank sits down here and kites this ring with all the AoEs. And then when it comes time to swap, we just trade bosses like right here. And then I'll go up. I'll just come back down, let those AoEs fall off, stack new AoEs, they come up here, and then by the time it's time to trade, we've already like looped back. And then we just taunt each other's bosses and trade across again. But it didn't sound like that's what y'all did when y'all run it. Yeah, just, you know, wanting to learn yours, because it's definitely something where we've had like one person wiggle too much or dodge roll and like nuke the whole group. And
I forgot to move my controller.
I'm down to learn it. Well, when you're holding both bosses, like in the middle of when they're both out.
They're a bore, brother. I don't think we're even going to get a warm-up out of this.
You have both. When both the fire and ice are down. Yeah, because when both the fire and ice are down, that's when we do the strat where both bubbles are up. But then like I kite the back part, and then like this kind of like space here is safe. It's like out of the bubbles, and then that's when I would bring my boss around, and then me and the other trank would Tade, and we would just swap bubbles and leave both groups on their sides. Is that not what y'all do for double boss? Yeah. Then both tanks end up with the debuff and your wife, yeah. Do you not run your EC on crushing? Well, I'm saying like we usually run an EC Necro in the group, and then that EC Necro instead of skulls runs crushing and then has range interrupt option. Like they know that they're rolling to hit that crushing shock anytime something channels. Of course, we as tanks still bash when the bash comes up, but you know, just in case. Like when we hit 4 corners, we don't even have like people leave group, because on this side we'll have the EC Crow, and then on this side we'll have one of our healers with crushing flexed, and then they just look at the corners and crush the corners for the interrupt. Yeah, I was just curious if like that was like what y'all did, you know. Because I could have gotten rid of my PA and put crushing on. Like that's what I was gonna do until, you know, it started getting called out better. Y'all have DPS front domes in cycle, or do y'all just leave it on healer? Yeah, because we usually do, in our group, we'll have like the healer hold it, and then when it's too heavy, the healer calls it out, and we have like a designated person, a designated DPS, and the DPS will then take it, and then the healer like swaps sides with the other healer, and then like grabs the other shield off of the DPS that's holding, since the dots are independent of each other. Cool. Yeah. I say, if you had a better strat, like I'm totally down to take it and like advise it to my raid lead and see what they think about it. But it sounds like we're pretty much. Yeah. I definitely wanted to let I already forgot his name. I'm so bad with names. But I definitely wanted to let him have a chance to like try it, learn it. Yeah, I'm always down to off. Yeah, a lot of things to juggle. Yeah, I like
Shall we
being.
toss
Like,
a few more thralls to the wolves while
yeah,
we wait?
it's very heavy on healers. Night most. Yeah, I'm very down on the off tank thing. I like because I run like Zax, so like I usually have res ult on my front bar, and then we don't push. Yeah. I mean, our main tank uses Zax on the back bar, and then like bodies turning tide with Nazare, but then I'm a Necro, so I don't need it. So I just body Zax and then back bar PA. And then Master Sword and Board, because I haven't found a better way to heal on Necro yet. The Scythe is good, but in single target it can lack compared to some of the damage you've got. And then Vigor and Ghost will get you so far, so... Master Sword and Board helps a lot. Yeah. Mitigation's real great on the Necro. You can get away with like 40k health, you don't have to start super high. Most of my tanks sit between 45 and 48. This guy, like, I'm only 43 with Sugar Skulls. I'm usually at like 41. And it's not 48, 41. I'm just all triglyphs with Triune. I don't know, because I Sork tank, I Necro tank, and I Arcanist tank, and I'm 45 on the Arcanist with like purple food, and I'm 48 on the Sork, but the Sork is an Orc, and he has the pet passive for the Clan Fear being out. Plus all. Yeah. I could probably take a few attributes out, put it into the other, but I mean, I don't struggle for sustain when I'm Sork tanking, so I'm not really worried about fixing it. Yeah, 4 Stam would be nice, but again, I don't struggle for Stam. Not like I do on this guy. This guy, I run out of Stam always. I don't understand. I've been thinking about going. I've been thinking about dropping my Triune and going Harmony, but I gotta finish leveling Undaunted for that. Yeah. Give it some goes. Alright. Well, thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your night. I was just curious about what y'all ran.
On how long they last?
Yeah. Your heals were solid. You cleared those heal checks super quick. Mm-hmm. What do you, you're Warden healing, right? What are your, like, what's your, like, CP Mundus? Yeah. I don't know. Are you in Rojo? Okay, yeah, because they normally they ask me to heal on Warden in Rojo, and then if I'm healing in Rojo, like, I kind of feel like I need Ritual, because I don't feel like the spread heal is big enough, personally. But if you're not in Rojo, are you in, like, Pillagers? Pillagers SPC? Yeah, I could see where that's having that consistent SPC on you. Yeah. Yeah, because I... Mm.
That's why I was saying, like, you gotta trust the healers. Like, if you die from the wheelchair, not your fault. Like, at that point, it's just, the healer should have got you up.
I mean, if I'm on Arcanist Sync, it's not a... I don't need anything more than, like, a couple hots on me for the Arcanist to out-heal the heal check, but...
There's typically more fighting involved when
I didn't come
defending
on
against an
Arcanist today, so I
invasion,
guess that's on me.
correct?
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't, you know what I mean? You can't rely. You gotta rely on the healer.
Mm-hmm.
In general, really requires, like, this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I had, like, in hindsight, I should have realized that this was a pug bet and not brought the Necro, but... You know, I got a message. Yeah, I just got a message on my phone, said, hey, can you come tank? And I said, yeah. And then I got in here and this is what it was. I don't know. I don't know how many clears I have in here. Not a whole lot. I'm not super familiar. I've definitely cleared both main and off rolls, but I'm not super on top of it. I usually just listen to my raid lead, the other tank. I should learn this one.
I mean, it's hard to plug in and not know. We used to. This is requires a lot of, you know.
Red cell. Let's see. If I had to guess, I've cleared probably about 4 times based on the drops I have. Coral of Depth body, Coral Riptide with 2 weapons, Pearlescent body and rings, and then some Pillager body with a neck. So I would say probably 4 to 6 times, just based on these drops.
Gone and scared them,
First time trying to pug it though. Yeah.
The supports have no clue to do it. It's expected like a shit show.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
So far you can kind of go for it, you know, style. You should be able to do. He's getting it, but he was kind of doing what Trouble was doing. Either getting the paint out the dome, also do a dash after notice and group away, or when you cut the thing, to bring it completely up in the middle of the group.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that happens when he's like when we're trying to swap. I think is when that happens. Because like when we swap, I go around the edge, but I was noticing that like once I told him I had the boss and was in position, he'd kind of just grab ads and walk through everyone. I don't think he understands that AoE follows him.
You got paint. You got your shop. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
I do it. I usually stack the paints.
How do you stack paints? That's a lot of damage.
So you get like a timer on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen what it looks like.
Yeah, I know the timer.
That's like 10 seconds, but it starts at 8 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So do you like leave them all in like one spot? Because like I can't live that.
Basically,
Because I usually drop 2 in one spot, and then I move over, drop 2 in one spot, and then I move over and get the 5th one, and then I get out for the bash. But I can't let like 3 to 4 stack up because I'll just die.
While we wait.
Mm-hmm.
call it out, make sure you place 3, and I'll like move it, like stack them real close to each other, and I'll put the other one in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like stack these two, most of them, just to kind of damage, then I'll stack the rest of the other 2.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good getting me out of paint though, so you know, it wasn't that big a deal. But like, I definitely have to. Yeah, I gotta look for you. Mm-hmm. Different note, like completely different note. Do you have any strats for Lady Tharn? Like way different note. She's the vampire boss in one of the dungeons. Me and some friends are trying to push a trifecta in there, and like that hard mode is. We keep dying to like, I don't know, the random uppercut, which we think is people being too far out of group, but with like all the fear circles, we find a hard time like, yeah, because it drops all the random fear circles on the ground, and you gotta like we move out of those so that we're not getting blown up by like the rings. But then like when we move out, she just like uppercuts us because apparently like this distance is cross an uppercut. And then we also have issues with well, just one of us, if I'm being honest, just one of my DPS has a really hard time with like the ring mechanic. Yeah, sometimes it's well, one of my DPS has an issue where like the ring unlocks, and then they kind of just have to like stack inside underneath the tank. But then if I catch a random fear CC, I have to like get to one of the ads, and I'm out of circle for a bit, and they're out of circle and they die, and like that one I totally understand. But I've got like another one that's like between trying to dodge the fear circles as the circle moves and trying to like also DPS the ads as a melee tune because we can't convince him to play ranged and all that stuff. Like he just I mean that's on us, that's just his skill issue. But it's mostly just like how do we kite the fear circles and then also like not get uppercuts. They're usually pretty good about dodging, but once we get closer to execute, they're like so low on stam from the fight that we take an uppercut and have to reset. And it's so dumb to like run that whole dungeon with no issues and then just die to fear circle. Yeah, the guys. I think the big issue is that he's a Magplar, dual wield, 2H. And I think that's the biggest issue. I keep trying to talk him into going Destros, but he keeps telling me his parse is lower. And I'm like, the parse doesn't matter if we live, but you know, whatever. Yeah.
I say keep that fight, prevent the jumps, keep it quick. If you're gonna ever decide to back up, as soon as is, you know how to explain it. As soon as the stuff explodes, you can run back to the boss right away.
So do you guys like
Right back to the boss.
you guys like rotate your rings, or yeah, because like if this guy was boss, right? Like I'll tank here, and then proc Olorime, and then they're over here DPSing from behind, and then while they're like DPSing from behind doing their thing, the fear rings pop up, and the fear rings is like, you know, that whole so then they back up and they pop, but then some of them don't pop, they move, so then they're like trying to like walk around it, and then they get another hit. And I don't know, it's frustrating. I'm not enjoying that fight.
She will never jump as a creature.
Yeah.
That's all I thought it was. I mean, at the end of the day, like, even if you do it right, it's all in the skill issue. They need to learn how to time it. Because sometimes you're going to be in a position where, especially towards the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you push it to 80, you're going to end up getting the circle, right? And you're going to circle all DPS cost. Then you're going to put the AoE shit, like, that you got to, like, actually time it.
Me? Oh yeah, if they're not in the ring, yeah. They're usually really good about it, but yeah.
I mean, if they can get through that part, they can get through the fight, because, you know, get to execute, that's really all that put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The ring moves.
it's mostly just fear circles. Like if we die in ring phase, it's because they're dodging too often the fear circles that show up in the ring, or if it's like, or if we're dying outside of circles, it's just getting uppercutted. And like, I don't understand how the guy who keeps dying to uppercut is a dual wield 2H build and still manages to get uppercutted. Like,
Think we've gone and scared them, Turley?
I mean, you try to make sure you're close to the boss at least.
mm-hmm.
All the circles are moving. I mean, kind of notice if the person knows they're too far, then they should start blocking and actually survive if you're blocking.
Yeah. They're usually pretty good about blocking or dodge rolling. Like when she bamps, you know, when she hits that miss that first time, they're pretty good about just like, and not catching it. One of my guys is like super good at it. I don't know how he does it, but like as soon as she bamps, he like sprints forward a certain distance and then she appears behind him, but like he never rolls, he just like and like dodges the whole attack, and it's like crazy every time he does it. I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't DPS'd yet. I know that when I was in there on DPS, that fight didn't seem that hard to me, but now that I'm tanking for these guys, this fight just seems like forever long. But we also never had the stationary stage when I was on DPS. Like that early phase where she like drops the ring and it's not moving. We would always just open ultimates and then we would go straight into moving phase, and then we would go back and then she would do like one of the ad summons and then we would go into like execute. Well, like, yeah, but now that I'm on tank, it's not like that no more, and there's a lot more bullshit, and we're just dying